Okay, so in this video, we're going to be talking about 7 of the worst SEO mistakes you absolutely need to avoid if you're a complete beginner to SEO. And this is really going to help you because, SEO is quite a time-consuming task. It can take months to work on or even years. And if you want to save yourself a lot of time and avoid the mistakes that I made initially, then you'll definitely get a lot of value out of this video. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please make sure you subscribe if you want more SEO tips and videos to help you along the way. And make sure you click the bell notifications icon too. Okay, so let's jump into it. So the biggest mistake I see most people making when it comes to SEO is not being consistent enough, because obviously it takes time when it comes to SEO, and this is a game of patience. It can be months before you see results, and that's why you absolutely need to be consistent in terms of building links, producing content, and overall working and improving your site. So what do I mean by this? Well, a lot of people, they give up way too early. So they might get, bothered by the lack of results they're seeing, and therefore they're not consistent and they don't work on the website every single month. So it's important to keep on going, whether your website's performing well or whether it's even performing poorly, because that consistency is really going to help you in the long term. And almost you want to make sure that producing content and building links to your website becomes a habit and a monthly routine that you do consistently, because Google's going to reward you for that in the long run. Next up, I see a lot of people making mistakes with their content. So usually when especially beginners to SEO, they try and scrape by doing the absolute minimum amount of content on the website. They might pump out a 300-word article and then think that's enough to start ranking on Google. And the problem is, it's absolutely not. And if you don't do this, if you don't make your content really high quality, then your competitors will, and they're obviously only going to outrank you in the future. So you have to be really careful about the content that you produce and make sure you're producing it to a really high standard. And what do I mean by this? Well, you want to think, one of the most important ranking factors with content is search intent. So what's the user looking for? And when they find your content, is it solving their problem? Because if it's not going to stay around for long. It's not going to be ranking on the first page for long, because you're not helping the end user. So you have to think about, okay, how can you improve your content? Could you make it more engaging? Could you make it more detailed? Could you make it more to the point? And could you make it more actionable, for example? So it's really important to nail your content if you want to rank highly on Google and generate that traffic. Now, I also see a lot of people sort of ignoring the value of link building to their website, especially beginners, because they don't understand how much of a difference off-page SEO can actually make to your website. So if you don't already know about link building, this is essentially like you build links from other websites to yours, and each link that you build, depending on the quality and the relevance of that link, is like a vote from other websites to say that your content is good. And Google recognizes this. It ranks, consistently proven to rank blogs with more links higher up on Google. So it's really important to do link building. And it doesn't really matter how much content you produce, because if you're not building links to it, then there's a high chance it's not going to rank. There's over 200 ranking factors on Google's algorithm, and link building is easily in the top 3, if not the #1 ranking factor. It's something I see consistently, and it's something you absolutely have to do if you want to see your website gain traffic. Additionally, a lot of people don't have a good keyword strategy in place. And what I mean by this is selectively going through your niche and the keywords people are searching for, and picking out the ones that are the most profitable for your website and the ones that you can genuinely rank for. Because some keywords you won't be able to rank for, and they're just going to be a total waste of time. So you have to be really careful about your keyword strategy and make sure you're targeting the right keywords for your site. So if you don't already have one in place, you need to get one. This is extremely important, and it will save you a lot of time along the way. So don't avoid it. You may have great content, but if you haven't chosen the right keywords for that content, then you're wasting your time almost. So you have to be very careful about this. And luckily there are tools in place like Ahrefs, for example, that will give you a breakdown of the keyword difficulty, how easy it is to rank for that piece of content, who's ranking for it already, and how many people are searching for that keyword each month. Now, these are all extremely useful pieces of information that you want to incorporate into your keyword strategy. But also on top of that, when you're searching for keywords, you should be thinking about what's the business value of that keyword to your site. So how can you make money for it? Because it's great if you rank for that keyword, that is great, but is it going to generate any business? Is it going to have any monetary value for your website? And if not, why are you trying to rank for it? So you have to be very selective in which keywords you go after. And some beginners to SEO don't even have a keyword strategy at all, which is kind of a total waste of time. Now, as I said earlier, SEO is a game of patience, and some beginners just don't have the patience for it. For example, if you've got a brand new website with a completely brand new URL that you've just bought, then there's going to be a sandbox period with Google. And what this essentially means is at first, because you're a brand new website, you don't have any trust in the eyes of Google. And therefore, it's not going to rank your website highly. It's not even going to give you a shot for maybe 6 to 12 months. So you have to be very realistic with your expectations and realize it may be a long time before you get any results from Google, essentially. So you have to understand that you need to be patient. SEO is a game of patience, and you have to be disciplined. And that's why I said before, you need to be consistent with this, because even if you're not getting results for 6 to 12 months, you still have to do the hard work in preparation, in terms of getting content, in terms of targeting the right keywords, in terms of optimizing your content and building links to your site. These are all important factors that you need to start doing really early if you want to get results later down the line. So it's one thing to be consistent, but you also need to be patient. And what I'd recommend here is don't always think about okay, how can I get the fastest results possible? Because SEO doesn't really work like that. The longer your site is going, the more trust it's going to build, especially if you're doing all the right things in terms of content, keywords, and link building. Now, the next mistake I'm going to talk about comes into this. So, as well as being patient, you have to try and avoid taking shortcuts, or what's also known as black hat SEO. So, what this means is that there are certain ways you could try and manipulate Google's algorithm to try and rank your website higher. So you could buy private blog networks, or you could spam a ton of links to your site. You could try and manipulate the keyword density on your website. But these are all black hat SEO techniques that are only going to punish you later down the line. So you have to avoid taking shortcuts and avoid doing anything that's going to jeopardize your website, or even get you penalized by Google. So that's why I recommend absolutely avoiding black hat SEO, no matter how tempting it is or how many people tell you, okay, it does work. Because in my opinion, you're building your website on a foundation of sand, that's only going to crumble if you start doing black hat SEO, and eventually you're going to get caught out, and then all your hard work previously is going to get wiped out overnight. So that's why I recommend sticking to ethical white hat SEO techniques that protect your website in the long run. And finally, you must absolutely be careful and avoid the mistake of choosing a bad niche to go into. Now, what I mean by this is the topic that your website is centered around must be something that you can genuinely rank for. So don't just jump into a niche when you're building a new website, because that's a big mistake that most beginners make. You should spend a lot of time researching your niche and understanding, okay, who are your competitors? Can you genuinely rank for it? What's the business value of some of the top keywords in that niche? And how much work and time is it going to take to start ranking in that niche? Because these are all really important factors that could totally make or break your website. So niche selection is extremely important, and you should nail it if you want to be successful in the long run. I've seen people who have spent years on their website and they get so far into their site that they can't turn back anymore. They've spent so much time on their website, they're not prepared to turn back. And the problem is that they're in a terrible niche that doesn't generate in their website any money. So you have to be really careful about that and pick a niche that you're absolutely certain will be successful and will be something you can genuinely rank for. So that's it for my SEO beginner mistakes. I hope they've helped you, and you absolutely need to avoid all of these if you want to be successful in SEO. Now, obviously there are many, many more mistakes you could make in SEO, but these are some of the top ones that I found myself. And, especially when it comes to being patient and consistent and avoiding black hat SEO, these things could all make or break your website. and that's why you need to be careful around them. So, let me know if you need any help with SEO in the comment section below, or any mistakes that you've made personally. I know I've made plenty myself before. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe if you want more SEO and link building tutorials.